Hello everybody, my name is Costa. I'm your Technical Competence Manager from the Yaskawa Channel Partner TMC team. In this video I want to show you the new functionality with OPC UA with our SLIO system and also possible with our micro system. Before I start with the configuration, I want to explain a few things about OPC UA. Here the topics. What is OPC UA? What defines OPC UA? What we understand with OPC UA Server and also Client? The security concept and also the types of security. What is OPC UA? OPC means Open Platform Communication. OPC is an interoperability standard for secure and reliable data exchange in industrial automation. OPC platform is independent and ensures a seamless flow of information between devices from different manufacturers. UA means Unified Architectures. UA specifies security features and data modeling based on a service-oriented architectures. We call also SOA. What defines OPC UA? OPC UA defines a common standard for data and information exchange in an Industry 4.0 environment. Due to the platform independence, the integrated security concept and the data type information supplied with the data, OPC UA provides the basis for machine-readable and cross-level communication. What we understand with OPC Server? An OPC UA server provides information within a network that can be retrieved from the OPC UA client. The data exchange can take place via security certificates, which have to be stored accordingly in the server. The OPC UA server provides basic services such as data exchange or navigation through the address space. The OPC UA configuration is based to define the variables or contents that an OPC UA server should provide. What we understand under OPC UA Client. OPC UA clients are programs with the following functionality: read or write access to information of the OPC UA server. The second one, access is controlled by access rights. The third one, execute services on the OPC UA server. How is the security concept in the OPC UA? OPC UA has integrated security mechanism in multiple layers. An important component here are the X.509 certificates, which are also used in the OPC world. When using certificates, the OPC UA server delivers data to the client only if the security certificate has been considered as valid or both sides. An X.509 certificate includes the following information: version and serial number of the certificate, name of the certification authority, information about the algorithm used by the certification authority to sign the certificate, start and end of the validity of the certificate, name of the program, person or organization for which the certificate was assigned by the certification authority, and the last one, the public key of the program, person or organization. Last but not least, here are the types of the OPC UA certification. OPC UA used three types of X.509 certificates when established a client-server connection. The first one is the OPC UA application certificates. The second one is the OPC UA software certificates. And the third one is the OPC UA user certificates. That was a little overview about the OPC UA. For more information about the OPC UA you find on our manual. So we start the Speed7 Studio Software. And very important here is that you use the Speed7 version 1.8.6 that you can free download from our homepage. I can show you it. Please open our homepage and under Service Support, Downloads, Speed7 Studio, you can download it, the V186. Also, you need the firmware version 3.02 for the PLC, depends which one do you have. And that you find also on our homepage under Service Support, Downloads, Firmware and Control System. In our case, I show you in this video with a SLIO 013, and I open this folder with the system SLIO and the folder CPUs. And there you find the folder 13, and there you see the firmware version 3.04. But important is that the firmware is equal to 3.02 or higher. Okay, now I come back to our Speed7 Studio Software, and the first what we need is to create a new project. I define my project name, OPC UA SLIO, and I confirm it with OK. Now you see on the left side on our project the project tree, in the middle the work area, on the bottom the output area if you have message or warnings or errors, and on your right side you see here also all catalog with the PLCs. Now we create the hardware container for our project. On the left side on the project tree we add a new device. And then appears a window, and there we choose our SLIO 013 PLC with the firmware version 3.02 and confirm it with OK. And this time you see automatically create the hardware configuration, and we see it on our work area. I minimize it a little bit. Okay, and this is also a photorealistic view what you see here. First of all, we need to define an IP address for our PLC because we have here 4x0. Okay, we click on Accessible Partners. We select our network card. In my case, I have a ASIC fast Ethernet adapter, and on this network card I define the IP address 10.0.0.100. Okay, now we have here the search function, that means to scan all components in this network. Okay, I scan it, and that find our PLC SLIO, what we have here, connect, that's right, with 4x0. I select it, and then I set here a temporary IP address, and that must be the same IP area for my network card. That means the 10.0.0.x without the 100, because the 100 has the network card. Okay, I select the 15 and confirm it with set. And at the same time we put the set, the reconfigure again and put from the software in our SLIO PLC this IP address temporarily. And we see here also here the IP address 10.0.0.50. This we can apply in the hardware configuration from the software. And we see also the message, the configuration has been applied, and say OK. And we can close this window. We can close also the device properties. And we see here automatically the IP address 10.0.0.50, what we have temporarily configured, now we have in the hardware configuration. We can save this project and compile the hardware configuration. Okay, the next step is this hardware configuration to transfer on our PLC. We have two ways. One way is with the button, transfer device, or on our project tree, under the PLC, under line 01, right mouse click, and there you see you have more possibilities. And I transfer it here, the hardware configuration only. I built up a test connection, if everything is okay. I put on this test connection, and I see the connection test to the device was successful. And now I can transfer it. The transfer completed without error. I can close the window. Okay, our hardware container now is ready. The next step is that we can use the OPC UA. We need a VSC card, a FIBA set card. Insert the VSC card in the slot from the SLIO PLC. And at this point is important that it's not enough only to insert, we need to make also an overall reset. Now the switch is on stop, we put it on master reset, we see flashing the SD card, and now not flashing, we let it to stop, and for confirmation we put to reset again, and then flashing faster, and you see always static. So now I open the web page from the SLIO PLC, so we can check if this VSC card recognized from the PLC, and I put the IP address from the SLIO PLC in the browser. And here you'll see the web page with all information from this PLC. And on the expert view, we see here the card information, okay, it's recognized. And also under OPC UA, you see here the feature set card is activated. Okay, we can close this web page. And now we created the OPC container, and the hardware configuration in the OPC container then we bring together and to transfer it again to the PLC. How we configure the OPC server? On our project tree, under PLC under line 1, we find here the device properties. And here in the work area, you see the server configuration. And in the middle from our work area, you see here OPC UA. We add this software. And on our SLIO PLC, we have an active server CPU and not an external CP. And we select the OPC UA config 1. We save it. And we can compile it. And in the same time on our project tree, we find also the OPC UA configuration for our server and also for the client. We click on this OPC UA and the server settings. So we need now here the server settings configuration general, how we want to connect it. In our case, I want to connect with a user and password login. And you can select here an endpoint port. In our case is 4840, but you can use another port if you want. And the security here, I use the basic 256 SHA 256, and here you have the possibility to sign, assign or encrypt or both. If you need more information, you can read on our manual. I can show you it on our manual. Under service support, manuals, SLIO, and in our case I have the 013. I click on this PDF and the PDF site is 191. And here you see all the explanation about the sign, assign and encrypted and both. I go back on our software, and here you have also the possibility to secure and check overrides if you want it. We save all this configuration, and the next step is that certificate to create it. We can create our own certificate. Here is a common name. I can write here Yaskawa, organization, channel partner, TMC. And okay, you can also select the organization unit, locality, state and country. Okay, country is DE. And also the OPC UA information, application URL, okay. I can use this one, and here you can use also multiple values separated by commas. In our case we have only the PLC, okay. 10.0.0.15, and the certificate settings here with all the settings. Okay, the certificate validity I can use 1 year. And here you have the signature for algorithm, and also here the strength. And if I finish, I confirm it with OK. And here you see create the certification. Okay, we can show if you want here the certificate what we have created and also the details. Okay, and we save all this what we have configured. So the next step is the user management. You find it on our project here on the left side. We double click on the user management, and you see this is nothing configured at the moment, and here we can add a new user. Okay, I can use a name Costa for instance, and password here you can use OPC and OPC. Okay, this user is very important to give him a role as an operator or observer. I give in operator and save it, and you see here in the user management you can also use another users that he can connect on this server. What is operator and observer? You find it here in the role management. If I click here the operator, they have the permission for read and write. The observer has only to read. Okay, now we have here also finished, and we can save it and compile all this OPC UA container. Now we have finished with the OPC UA server configuration. Now we bring the hardware configuration and this software from the OPC UA together and transfer it inside to the SLIO PLC. On our project tree, I select the PLC underline 01, right mouse click, and here I select transfer all. Okay, test connection we don't need because we have checked it is okay. I transfer it directly. Okay, transfer complete without error. And we can close the window. Okay, now we are finished with our OPC UA. Our PLC now in stop, I bring it to run. Okay, and you see we don't have an error. So now I can show you the OPC UA client. I show you one time with the Speed7 Studio because we have included, and also with the UA Expert is also possible. So the OPC UA client from the Speed7 Studio here. The server address you see here, they have find it 10.0.0 and also the port number. And the endpoint is here also signed and encrypted what we have configured in our OPC UA. And here we see the authentication is anonymous login. This is wrong. We have select there a user login, and that was Costa. And the password was OPC. Okay, and if I choose these two things, I can connect this client now. You see here also the connection state, the connecting. You see here also now the folders from the OPC UA client. Now we have connect our client to this PLC. I want to show you also the status that we have connect. We click on objects, Speed7 device and operating mode. In the operating mode, you see here in the work area the value 8. That means the CPU is in run. I bring the CPU to stop and I refresh the site, and you see the value is 4. That means the CPU is in stop. This is the syntax that you find also in our manual about the operating system. I configure now also a flag. I go back to our project tree, to the PLC program and PLC variables, and there I add a flag under standard project configuration. I double click on this, and can I say here the flag 0.0. Okay, I save it, I compile it, and important is here to select the OPC UA configuration. Okay, I compile it again. And now we need to transfer this in the PLC, this variable. This do it to the PLC underline 01. Click it, right mouse click and transfer all. And I transfer it directly. Okay. I closed this table and goes back to my client. Double click on this client, and now I reconnect. And under the objects, the Speed7 device, and here you see the memory. We go on this flag 0.0. That's right, and you see here the value is false. And I open now a watch table on the PLC. Double click on the FAT1. I select the flag 0.0 and I control this flag from 0 to 1 to true. True. Control it, yes. I go online, and I control it. Okay, we don't need this message again. And you see now this flag 0 to 0 is true. I go back to our client, double click, and I refresh the site here with the refresh button, and you see the value is true. That means our connection with the client, it's okay. Okay, now I finished with the Speed7 Studio, with the server and the client, and now I shown you also that it's possible that you use an external client. For instance, I use in my case the UA expert. So I start the UA expert with double click. So, and now in this UA expert I define the client. I need to edit, and I add it here with our PLC at twice. And here I need also the port number. We have the 4840. The policy is important, and also the security mode must be the same from our Speed7 Studio project. I can show you that. In our case, what we have configured, we click on server settings, connection. Here we see the port number, and also what we have select as security. Okay, this is the basic 256 SHA 256 and signed and encrypted. I go back to A expert and I see here, okay, this is wrong. We need to select signed and encrypted, and also the security policy the same. Okay, I have authentication settings, my username and also my password. This is OPC. Okay, session name is up to you what you want to use. Okay, I can say here OPC UA and say okay. And the same time the OPC UA need this certification what we have created in this OPC server, and they double check it and they need to trust it. We can say here trust this server, and you see automatically they trusted the client to the server. And also you see the certification what we have configured, Yaskawa and channel partner TMC and the country, and we say now continue. And you see here on the left side from the desktop also here a folder with root, objects and Speed7 device. We double click on device, and on the right side you see the attribute from this UA expert. On the left side you see also the all objects, and we have defined a memory, the flag 0.0 that we find under objects, Speed7 Studio device, memory and flag 0.0. We double click, and on the right side we see then all attribute from this flag, and we see here the value is true. We can double check it on the variable table on our Speed7 Studio. I have here open the FAT1, and this is right, this is true. I control it to 0, and I control it, okay, this is now 0. I go back to my UA expert, and I see this is still true, but I refresh the site, and you see this is false. And also the state on the PLC, we can also double check it. It goes again on the left side, and we double click on operating mode. There we see the value is 4, that's right, because the CPU is in stop. And if I bring the CPU to run and refresh the site, is the value 8. And you see this is also possible to use our external client. It's not important to use only the Speed7 Studio. So now we are finished with the video, and at this point I need also to mention that You can also use our OPC UA with the Semantic Manager and also with the tier portal. More information you can read on our manuals, and you find it on page 197, how you configure it in Semantic Manager and also in tier portal. And all that what I have configured and what I have configured here in the video, if it was a little bit too fast, you can also find all this information on our manual, and that is on page 199. Here you find the configuration exactly that what I show you in this video. Now I finished with the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you need further information, please don't hesitate to contact me. Here my email address. We wish you a great success and a good business.